Hello again, YouTube. It's Matthew again, bringing you the news for today, the 1st. Moratorium has ended on rent, and the US dollar is tanking. Listen to what Saledaddy has to say about it.
This is Tony. Hope you're all
Tony
doing
from
well today, folks.
Saledaddy.
Got a lot of interesting stories today, and actually some really good news we're going to get into in a little bit here, folks. First, I wanted to talk about this. I mentioned on, I think, my last video about the fact that the stock market is going to go down. Yeah, it did actually, just like I said it would, because they tapered on the printing of the money. And actually, it would have kept going down a lot more, but they played out one of their pulled something out of their bag of tricks, for the economy. They basically did buybacks. A
To
lot of
stop
these
it,
big companies and
the
banks
price
did
from dropping.
record buybacks of their own stock. We're talking
Otherwise, the stock would have plummeted.
50%. Okay? Banks did record buybacks of 50% just to stay the stock market going down more and more. So it went down just like we expected it to. But they just, pulled a rabbit out of their hat and fixed it. They seem to always have things like this, but
Pulled
eventually
some
they're going to run out of these
shenanigans.
tricks that, they're doing, and it's not going to work anymore eventually here, folks. Now, I mentioned that this didn't count, that the moratorium ended, and I was right. I told you I was right. And of course, the highest, courts agreed. So now, guess what? Everybody's going to get evicted. Okay? So if you own real estate, I guess this is finally some good news for you, especially if you've had someone not paying for months and months and months. You can finally get them, out of the place and actually get someone in there who might actually pay the bill. You know what I mean? Kind of helps when that happens. But yeah, so there's that. Of course, for
Yeah.
those that haven't had a job because of other things that have been going on, sorry for you in that case, but I mean, people can't just, give out free housing, you know what I mean? And I know obviously this whole closing of everything didn't help our economy or jobs, but, it's not the landlord or, the guy who owns the real estates, you know what I mean? At any rate, getting on some
Yeah.
other stuff here, check this
Let's
out.
see, what else?
The GDP is
GOP.
been revised 6.6%, missing expectations. Core inflation hits its highest since 1993. No way.
What is it?
Inflation hits its highest
Who
since
could have guessed that
1993.
with
No
all the
way.
money printing?
Now, we actually got a lot of really big stories. These are the small ones I was just starting off with at the beginning. But we got some pretty big ones here, folks.
What?
The
What do we got?
largest food distributor, Cisco, is having trouble keeping its shelves
And
stocked.
the food shortages.
All right. And here we have the economic ninja telling about this. He had been doing some research into this. They are not able to keep their shelf stocked. And this is because of shortages, because there's not enough workers, because a lot of people are just staying at home collecting unemployment. They don't get enough workers in there to actually meet the demand for all this stuff. So those people sitting at home getting checks aren't going to be able to spend it because there's nothing to buy. Because there's working. You need people working. It's sort of important, to make stuff. And apparently, this is not just Cisco, but other companies as well. They're citing that. What does Cisco do? They provide. They're the largest distributor of food to restaurants and schools and things of this nature nationwide. So if they're not able to keep up with the demand, that means there's going to be less items and stuff that's.
And as I predicted, the food shortages, as I and several others, including John here, Mr. Saledaddy, he we saw this coming. It's just, it's the result of the choices people have been making in the government and in corporate America and as individuals. And societal crunch is going to drive us into a Great Depression, a World War III, and the mark of the beast. But have a good day, have a good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be, wherever you are when you see this. Thank you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, share it, and spread the word. Matt out.